Ferocious winds, surging seas, heavy rainfall, and a path of destruction all accompany the force of nature known as a hurricane. Here in Pennsylvania, we can occasionally see impacts from this natural disaster, even though the state is not located directly on the coast. Usually the impacts come in the form of rain and gusty winds. And over the years, certain tropical systems have left quite a mark on the Commonwealth. 2 weeks before Halloween in 1954, the remnants of Hurricane Hazel moved through the Keystone State. Hazel made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane in North Carolina on the morning of October 15, 1954, and quickly raced northward. The system dropped close to an inch of rain in parts of eastern Pennsylvania, while some places in central and western Pennsylvania received over 3 inches of rain. State College accumulated 3.42 inches of rain on October 15th. Pittsburgh measured 3.56 inches of rain in 24 hours. This period of heavy rain caused many rivers to reach flood stage in central and western Pennsylvania. However, the rain from Hazel was not the only threat. In eastern parts of the state, wind gusts reached over 75 miles per hour, which led to widespread power outages and fallen trees. Wind gusts near Philadelphia reached close to 100 miles per hour at times and caused the U.S. naval ship USS Kentucky to break free from its mooring and run aground. Hurricane Hazel still holds the record for highest wind gusts in Philadelphia. Damage from the storm in Pennsylvania has been estimated to be upwards of $20 million. In June 1972, the remnants of Hurricane Agnes caused widespread downpours across Pennsylvania. This resulted in a large portion of the state experiencing over 7 inches of rain in 4 days. Harrisburg saw over 12.5 inches of rain in 24 hours. Places in Schuylkill County received up to 19 inches of rain during a 2-day period. All of this rainfall caused rivers to overflow their banks throughout the whole state. Here in the city of Wilkes-Barre, the Susquehanna River crested at over 40 feet and inundated parts of the city with upwards of 11 feet of water. Over $1 billion worth of damage occurred in Luzerne County, where the city of Wilkes-Barre is located. At the time, Hurricane Agnes was the costliest natural disaster in United States history, causing over $3 billion in damage. Over $2 billion of that damage occurred in Pennsylvania. Another substantial tropical system impacted Pennsylvania in September of 2003. Hurricane Isabel brought widespread precipitation amounts that mostly ranged from 1 to 3 inches. The winds produced by Isabel brought far greater impacts than the rain. In the eastern portion of the Commonwealth, wind gusts reached over 60 miles per hour. Some cities in southeastern Pennsylvania saw their worst wind damage since Hurricane Hazel. Trees were downed all across the state and led to almost 1 million people losing power. Damage from Hurricane Isabel reached $80 million in Pennsylvania. A year later, Pennsylvania faced another tropical system. The remnants of Hurricane Ivan moved into western Pennsylvania in mid-September of 2004 and produced heavy rain that led to record flooding. Pittsburgh International Airport picked up a record daily rainfall total of 5.95 inches on September 17th. Impacts did not end here, as Ivan continued to move eastward through the state. The system produced a wide swath of 3 to 7 inches of rainfall. As a result, flooding occurred all throughout Pennsylvania, as all 67 counties in the Commonwealth were declared federal disasters. Hurricane Ivan caused over $264 million in damage throughout Pennsylvania. Tropical systems do not need to reach hurricane status during their life cycle to cause severe impacts with their leftovers. In early September of 2011, the remnants of Tropical Storm Lee proved this. Heavy rain encased the central and eastern portion of Pennsylvania for days and led to a large area of 5 to 10 inches of rainfall. Some areas even got upwards of 15 inches of rain. Towns in northeastern Pennsylvania were affected the most by the storm. The Susquehanna River in Wilkes-Barre crested at 42.66 feet, 21 feet above flood stage, and beating the previous record held by Hurricane Agnes. Levees and floodgates helped protect the city of Wilkes-Barre, but others were not so lucky. West Pittston, Tunkhannock, Edwardsville, and Nanticoke are just some locations that could not escape the floodwaters' wrath. The Bloomsburg Fair, the largest fair in the Commonwealth, had to be canceled for the first time ever in its 165-year run because the fairgrounds turned into a lake from the floodwaters. Pittston, Pennsylvania could also not escape the fury of the Susquehanna River. This road used to be lined with houses, but they were either washed away or torn down over the years due to their extensive damage from the flooding that Tropical Storm Lee's remnants produced. In Pennsylvania, Tropical Storm Lee caused almost $2 billion in damage. Years have passed since Tropical Storm Lee moved through the Commonwealth, but sprinkles of destruction remain in parts of the Northeast and act as a reminder of the mark Lee left behind. Pennsylvania is not immune to the devastating impacts from tropical cyclones, so it is important to stay prepared and learn from what history has taught us. For the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science at Penn State, I'm Nick Guzzo.